Thomas Hatfield. For the first time in 9 months, we can finally say it. Crusader football is back at Clay Stadium. Thomas, how do you feel?
You know, it's a packed house here tonight. Everyone feels good. And as Bryce Fusick goes out there to get this first drive started for the Crusaders, you can't help but feel that we are truly back. The student section full to the brim, and I'm excited for this one.
New era, same tradition for the Crusaders. Bryce Fusick, the new QB, and the first play is a handoff to the running back, Devin Baylor. Devin Baylor will be having a lot of the carries here tonight in the home opener, which comes to a surprise to many Crusader fans, athletes, students alike. Joel Crawford, one of the best players on the team, a senior captain, is out tonight with some ankle injury, but we do expect him to be back in the game next week against C. King.
Yeah, good analysis there, and I will say Joel Crawford, he's just so important to this team, but we all know Devin Baylor can pick up the slack.
Fusick went out for a pass to Maples, about 30 yards down the field, just couldn't find him. Maybe some miscommunication on the route there, so that brings us to 3rd and 10 after a rush on first down that didn't go anywhere and an incomplete pass. So Bryce Fusick, backup quarterback last year, takes over here in 2021. A new offensive coordinator and a new offense for the Crusaders. Coach Ryan Allman coming from Brazoswood High School. New spread offense here for the men in green. Fusick dropping back, going out for a pass. That one is going to be intercepted by Westfield. It was tipped by Holden Maples and then eventually picked off by Cameron Phoenix, the junior defensive back for Westfield.
Tough throw there, kind of forced it a little bit. Just right into coverage, right off the hands of the receiver. But, you know, it's just one drive. They have an entire game to make that mistake up. But giving up field position on your own side of the field, on their own 44, is going to be really tough, especially so early in this one.
So now Westfield takes over their quarterback, Cardell Williams, committed to the University of Tulsa, one of the best quarterbacks in the city of Houston. Here's the first play. It's going to be a... Wow, so it was actually a wildcat formation. Williams took the pass, went all the way down the field, but it was incomplete. Interesting set there to have Richuk Hines, the backup quarterback, actually in there with Cardell Williams at the running back spot. So 2nd and 10 here for Westfield on Shrike Jesuit's 44-yard line. 11:09 left to go here in the opening quarter. And that'll be a screen pass to Ty-J Atkins. He will get a good amount of yardage, and that will be a first down for the Mustangs.
Yeah, the Mustangs really hurrying up, taking advantage of the Crusaders really being caught off guard by the interception, and they've just been rolling down the field.
Handoff to Atkins, and he is going to be eaten up. This Crusader defense comes out strong.
Yeah, really coming back after that first down there, really showing the Mustangs that they are something to be feared. They're really showing them that once that line breaks down, they're going to get going.
So now 2nd and 13 for Westfield after a 3-yard loss. Mark Arsham was pumped up after that one. There was some movement on the line. I believe this one is going to be an offsides, but we'll see here.
Number 9, Mark Arsham, did move a little bit quick on this before the snap.
So now 2nd and 13 turns into 2nd and 8 at the 31 of Shrike Jesuit. Interception on the last drive. That was the opening one for the Crusaders. The play action, Williams to number 6, Chucky Hines, and he will get another first down gain right there. Takes it down to within the 20.
Again, calling the hurry-up offense to catch them off guard.
And they sure are hurrying up. That one was a little screen pass Tachaji Atkins gets him just a couple yards there. I believe it'll set up a 2nd and 8. Just under 10 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. No score yet. Another play action pass there. That was Williams to DeJon Palomo. And that one, it is going to be some goal line defense here for the Crusaders now.
And they are going to keep moving immediately back down to the snap. No huddle offense. They've been doing that the whole drive, and it really has been working.
Williams, the handoff to Atkins, and it'll be close, and they're going to call it a touchdown for Westfield. So on the first drive of the game, Bryce Fusick throws an interception. Cardell Williams capitalizes on that. And Taji Atkins, the sophomore running back, gets a TD for the Westfield Mustangs. Their first score of the game. Of the season as well, Thomas.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they really just absolutely tore down the field. Just almost a little bit of resistance from the Crusaders defense, but they were really dominated on that drive.
And the PAT is good, so make the score 7-0. Just about 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go.
Actually, they might reset the game clock because they forgot to stop the clock after the touchdown.
And that touchdown was really close. Came right down to probably about the last few inches on the field of play right there.
And they are resetting the game clock to 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
So Strike Jesuit gives up a tutty on the first drive for Westfield. They'll receive the ball once again like they did just a few minutes ago.
Just about 30 seconds off the clock, and they just drove right down there and just put it right in the end zone. If you're Westfield, that's exactly what you want to do.
The kicker for Westfield is number 38, Jonathan Dimas, the sophomore. This team has a lot of sophomores. We already saw Hines in that first drive. And Dimas, the starting kicker, week 1. Holden Maples returned that one. He's going to kneel after he got a piece of it in the end zone. Thankfully, he wasn't in the field to play there. So Bryce Fusick back out there for another drive. If you weren't with us when he got out there the first time, let's give you a little introduction. This young man, a junior, class of 2023, taking over as quarterback here for Strake Jesuit with a new offensive coordinator. There's a new mindset. It is a code green for the Crusaders here. He's got a lot of weapons on offense. We'll see if he can utilize them in this drive. First play is going to be a handoff to Baylor, and he just doesn't look like himself to start off this game.
Yeah, that is true, but do not count out Devin Baylor. He looked really, really good in the scrimmage against George Ranch a few weeks ago. He was running all over the George Ranch defense. So as a replacement for Joel Crawford, I think he is very worthy of it.
Yeah, temporary replacement. We see Joel on the sideline right now. He's pumping up some of the fans earlier. Another handoff to Baylor, and that one is going to be for a loss as well, I believe. So it'll be a third and 11, third and 12 here on about the 23-yard line.
You were talking about Bryce Fusick earlier. He has a lot of expectations on his shoulders this year. First of all, he is the first time Jesuit is starting a junior quarterback from game 1 in a while. Usually the tradition is to start senior quarterbacks, so this is the first time they're doing that in a while. Secondly, he went to a few camps at Alabama and A&M, so he does have some experience with those coaches.
Yeah, he had a busy offseason. Here he is on 3rd and 11, trying to get rid of this one. That one will go to Thomas Jewett, and Jewett will take that one past the 40-yard line for a Shrek Jesuit. First down, move the chains, baby.
And that is exactly what needs to happen for the Crusaders to get back in this one. Once they get that offense moving, once they get clicking, they are clicking. We saw that in the scrimmage. It took them a bit, but once they got going, they were scoring nonstop.
Non-stop offense is what they look to have here. This one to Will Taylor, the screen pass past the 50. And another good play there for the Crusaders. Excuse me, that was to Leland Smith, another senior wide receiver for the Crusaders.
Yeah, if you can't hear it, this student section is loud. Every play, they are on their feet. They are yelling and screaming. It's a great atmosphere out here.
Fusick, all alone in the backfield. He's going to try to get rid of this one. Almost another interception there. Number 30 for Westfield, Keemond Elman. Got a hand on that one, but wasn't able to get it. He was targeting Thomas Jewett, who got the gain a little bit earlier in this drive.
One thing that is obvious from the first couple of throws that Bryce Fuchik has been doing is that he needs to throw to the open receiver. Of course, the first interception was off the hands, but he kind of needs to stop forcing passes and just find the open man, even if it means getting out of the pocket a little bit.
Yeah.
We saw his improvisation a lot during the scrimmage, and it really worked for him.
This team is not necessarily young, but they are inexperienced. A lot of personnel changes in the last few months since last season. Devin Baylor gets a nice gain there, and I believe it'll be a first down. Move those chains for the Crusaders, and they are in Westfield territory.
Yeah, you could see the Crusaders line doing a good job of pushing Devin Baylor forward. They've been doing trying to do a lot of runs up the middle early on, tire out that line. But however, the defensive line of Westfield has done a pretty good job of holding Devin Baylor so far.
Here's Fusick. Has a couple different reads. He throws this one to number 3. That's Bryce Lanier, the junior wide receiver. And the connection between Lanier and Fusick goes back months and months, not only from their time together on freshman and JV teams, but they've been playing together on the same 7-on-7 team for the past couple years. They had a great season, and I believe not only this year, but next year, that will be a deadly combination. Here's Fusick. He's going to throw this one all the way down. That one was to Will Taylor. There was some contact there from the Westfield DB. No call, though.
Yeah, it is. And I cannot overstate how hard it really is to be a referee, especially at any level of the game, because every single call is scrutinized and looked over and over again. So making that call is important. So you have to make sure that all the factors are in place to call the penalty.
Crusaders have already run a few different sets right now. They've got Lanier, Taylor, Maples, and Smith. This one's going to be a handoff to Baylor, and he will get some quality yards right there on second down, past the 25.
Devin Baylor may not be the fastest player in the world, but he's got that power, and once he gets that momentum going, there is absolutely no stopping him. So getting those runs up the middle and breaking those tackles into the secondary and getting that momentum going with the run is exactly what the Crusaders need to execute well.
Yeah, we've already talked about some interesting sets for the Crusaders. Now they've got their 2 tight ends in a slot. This one's going to be thrown down to Leland Smith, and there was some clear contact there from the Westfield defensive back. Leland Smith almost got that one in the end zone despite the contact, and the Crusaders are going to be almost all the way down the field. A good chance for a touchdown, which would tie this game up.
That is true. And while it wasn't really clear about pass interference on the previous play, that was very, very clearly pass interference. That DB had his hands all over Leland Smith.
Absolutely. So once they officially call this one, the Crusaders will move up quite a bit. I believe to the 12-yard line. And there they go, walking all the way down to the 9-yard line. The Crusaders with a 15-yard gain there as a result of the pass interference. Looks like Baylor and Thomas Jewett in the backfield. This one's going to be a handoff to Baylor. Past the 5, up to about the 4-yard line, and the Crusaders will have second and goal with just about 4 yards left to go.
Devin Baylor, another thing that really drives his game is his swagger, his determination. I wouldn't say his ego, but just his swagger and his attitude is something that has really gotten him going. It gets the other team going, it gets his team going, just all around.
Here's another handoff to Baylor, but he is going to be eaten up there by a number of Westfield defenders.
Kind of looked like a little bit of pulling on the face mask there, but was not called, at least from my angle. But at least he did get some sort of game on that.
A player to look out here for on the Westfield defense is A.J. Holmes, the senior defensive lineman. It looks like he's playing defensive tackle here tonight. He is recently committed to the University of Virginia. Third and goal here at the 8. Fusick with a lot of pressure. He's going to try to get rid of this one. Oh, and almost picked off once again, that time by DeQuarius Calhoun. And the Crusaders will likely have to settle for a field goal, and there is a man down, and oh my goodness, it is A.J. Holmes, the defender from Westfield that we were just talking about, so an extremely talented player. You really hate to see injuries like this, especially with guys that have such a promising future.
Yeah, he is a 3-star commit to Virginia, and early in the season, especially game number 1, it is something you do not like to see, especially if you're Westfield. One of the best, probably the best player on your team, and he goes down in the first quarter of your first game. It's something that everyone hates to see.
Yeah, we'll take a little break right here, and we will update you in just a second on this action as A.J. Holmes attempts to recover right here. Well, there we go. Cheers and claps all around as Anthony Holmes gets up off the field. He's going to walk off without any help. We hope to see him back in the game. So now 4th and goal for the Crusaders at the 8-yard line. And it looks like they will kick a field goal here. Owen Baum here for the kick. There's the hold. And the kick is good. And the crowd is fired up. Just 3 points for the Crusaders. This student section is packed tonight. Nature is healing here. Last year, there was hardly anyone in the stands. A lot of you were tuned in to our broadcast, and now it seems like almost all of you are here in the stands tonight at Clay Stadium.
Yeah, good to see all of you back. Even though some circumstances are back on the rise, it's great to see everybody back here, have everybody in the stadium, and watching us as well. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, if you can't be here at Clay Stadium, we are always happy to have you on Crusader Sports Network. We've got some new camera angles, a new instant replay system. Crusader Sports Network has never been better. We're so happy to have you, and we are just excited for a full year of coverage, not only from football, but from all straight Jesuit sports. Max Castellanos, the senior kicker, off for the kickoff. Returning for Westfield is Chucky Hines. It's going to be a squib, though. Recovered there by Anthony Calcart. And nice job by the kickoff team. They get him right at about the 35-yard line. sorry for the technical difficulties that you may be facing so far. Those are being worked on as we speak. Cardell Williams back under center for the Mustangs. Here's the first play. A handoff there to Sheffield. Sheffield goes past the 35, right at about the 40. That'll be set us up for a second and short.
Looked like kind of a shovel pass there. Again, going to the hurry-up offense, trying to get the Crusaders' defense tired.
And someone is tired out there, it looks like. Not sure exactly what is going on out here, but the athletic trainers are being called over to the Westfield sideline, possibly for some attention on Anthony Holmes. It looks like there may be a player down.
Indeed, there is.
Yeah, that was actually a Crusader player down on the other side of the field. That's Brennan Fote, the junior linebacker. Looks like he was potentially just shaken up there. Already dealing with what looks like an arm injury here.
You can already see the straps on the arm. So having another injury to that arm is not a good sign.
So 2nd and 6 here for the Westfield Mustangs. They lead 7-3 with 4:32 left to go in the first quarter. First game of the year for the Crusaders. Second and 6. Pass from Williams to number 17, Anthony Calcart. And that'll be a first down for Westfield. And now in Crusader territory.
Again, going to that hurry-up offense. Seems to be effective.
This time it'll be a handoff to Hines for a short gain. Billy Van Pelt, the senior, with the tackle there. Not only a great football star, but even better, some would say, at rugby. And another completion there for Williams. That one was to Dejan Palomo, and it'll be a first down. Cardell Williams is just finding holes, a completion wherever he can get one right now.
Yeah, again, that hurry-up offense of the Mustangs is just been keeping that Crusaders defense at bay.
But the defense keeps Westfield at bay right there. Mark Arsham is turned up to start this game. Another tackle for loss on first down. And another injury, unfortunately. Unfortunately, you are going to see quite a few more of these in the first couple weeks. The training and conditioning these guys have to go through is so important. And sometimes it all just adds up here to week 1, first quarter of the year. Right now, it's Taji Atkins, who has already been great in this game so far. He's down.
Scored the opening touchdown for the Mustangs, but it's unfortunate to see this happen.
I was able to cover a game last night. It seemed like we had an injury on just about every play. Around the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter, right when action started to ramp up. Thankfully, Atkins is back on his way to the sideline. He is going to be okay. But that conditioning is so important. And a team like Strict Jesuit, really is enthusiastic about it. They make sure all their players are involved in some kind of program in the summer.
That is true.
So 2nd and 12 here for Cardell Williams and the Westfield Mustangs, but it'll be a sack for the Crusaders. A lot of guys on him right there. It looks like it might have been Billy Van Pelt that got it there.
Seems like this Crusaders defense really used that timeout, the short injury timeout, to really catch their breath and regroup.
It's now 3rd and 13. The Crusader student section Nation all pumped up now. 3rd and 13 for Westfield. Play action and another completion there, but I believe it's going to be short. Won't be good enough for the first down. But that offense is staying out there. 4th and 3 here on the 17-yard line.
I'm not surprised they're staying out there. It's been working. The offense has been working well, trying to draw him off sides. And they are getting going here. I'm sure you can hear it now at home.
4th and 3. Bad snap there. Williams was able to recover. Pass down in the end zone. Number 17 for Westfield. Cathcart was just about wide open. Williams overthrew him, though, and it'll be a turnover on down. So a good possession on defense there for the men in green.
Yep, good turnaround for the defense. Now they're really getting going. And you can hear the fans. The team is excited. They're pumped. And you already know it. You already know that football is back when you hear those chants.
Bryce Fusick looking to turn it around right here. First touchdown of the game potentially coming. Handoff to Baylor. And he'll get a few yards right before the 20 there. I believe it'll set up a 2nd and 8. Not only the new head coach, new offensive coordinator, but a couple new coaches here for the Crusaders. Michael Sam, who is actually an alumni of the school, coming back to the team. Matt Ray also helping. He is helping us at Crusader Sports Network as well. So 2nd and 9 here from the 18-yard line. Fusick with a lot of pressure, and that'll be a sack. This is a young offensive line, and they're going to have to figure something out if they hope to keep Bryce Fusick safe. So now 3rd and 9, no loss on that play there. Fusick was able to take a few steps up, avoided a lot of danger there. So 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Westfield leads 7-3. Here's the 3rd and 9. Fusick under pressure again. He's going to get rid of this one to Jewett. And Jewett, oh my goodness!
The hurdle
over a Westfield defender. And I think there was just a huge gasp from everyone here in Clay Stadium. I hope all of you were able to see that, but you sure were able to hear it. 1st and 10 from the 35.
There's a reason he is being recruited by the colleges.
Baylor on a handoff there. He gets right back to the line of scrimmage. We got Thomas Jewett. Played on an elite 7-on-7 squad. This offseason was recruited by a few schools by Samuelson State early on, and then ended up making that decision just a few weeks ago to play for the Bearcats down there in Beaumont. In Huntsville.
Yep, committed to Sam Houston State. Really excited to see another straight Jesuit fighting Crusader at the next level.
2nd and 8 here for Fusick and company. He gets this one. Tried to get it to Lanier. Just a little overthrow there and wrong direction. So now it'll be 3rd and 8. 30 seconds left to go in this quarter. Ball on the 37-yard line right here. Four receivers out. Baylor in the backfield. Fusick dropping back. He is running. And down! Oh, just overthrew Leland Smith at about the 20-yard line. That one could have gone for 7, and the punt team will now come out for the first time tonight.
Yeah, that was a really good pass, and another example of how good the improvising skills of Bryce Fusick really are. But he just overthrew that one. Just a missed opportunity right there for the Crusaders.
Castellanos out for the punt, and that's a good one right there. There's the return past the 35. Nice tackle there by Josh Hebert, the junior defensive back. So from Westfield's 37, they now have the ball at the Crusaders' 36. Excuse me, their 36. Big offensive line for Westfield there. That is why Cardell Williams is protected so much. That's what's led him to a lot of his success, and I'm sure he'd say the same. So 14 seconds left to go. Westfield leads 7-3. Handoff. Oh, it faked me out there. Williams to number 14, and he is going past the 50, past the 45, and just to about the 40. That was Xavier Todd, the senior receiver. And they will likely not be able to get another playoff here in this quarter. 2 seconds left once that clock starts running again. And there it is. So after one, the visiting Westfield Mustangs lead 7-3 on your Strake Jesuit Fighting Crusaders, and we will be back for the second quarter. Well, back now for the second quarter. We're here, Clay Stadium, Melchizedek Field, in this game between Strake Jesuit and Westfield. First play in the second quarter, it's going to be a keeper for Williams. Tackled down there by Jake Youngblood. And it'll be a second and short now for the Mustangs. 2nd and 3 at the 33. Westfield. Williams to Atkins, and Atkins gets down past the 25 to the 23 for a Westfield first down. So we're here in the second quarter. Just about 30 seconds in. Westfield leads. Cardell Williams has looked great through a couple drives. Williams with a short pass there to Cathcart. Be 2nd and 6 now. It's like Coach Cooper Bianco's talking with some players on the Strake Jesuit sideline. So Williams and company with the 2nd and 6 from the 19. Has some pressure there. Contact all around. No flags, though. Great job there by number 36, Billy Van Pelt. The pressure on Williams changed the trajectory of that throw.
Yeah, the pressure is really starting to get to them now. They've been really getting going.
So 3rd and 6 here from the 19. Strict Jesuit wants to get another stop in their own territory. More pressure, and that will be a sack. Number 61, pumped up. And they will send the field goal team out there. This one is going to be long, though, at least for a high school game. It's going to be about a 43-yard field goal, looks like. "43 yards for the kicker right here. That's Jonathan Dimas. There's the kick. And no good. So this one stays 7-3, and the Crusader offense will go back out there with a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, great chance for the Crusaders to take the lead here. And the student section really like that. It is literally shaking.
The press box is shaking. This is the first game that I have had an opportunity to call when there are no restrictions, as Crusader Sports Network was first allowed to broadcast games amidst the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
We have full capacity here tonight, and Crusader fans took every advantage of that. First play of the drive for the Crusaders is going to be a handoff to Baylor. Slick moves right there for Devin. Gets a couple yards on the first down.
Now the Crusaders running a little hurry up of their own here.
Screen pass there to Taylor. Taylor past the 30 to about the 33 or 34-yard line. Will Taylor, one of the captains here for the Crusaders.
If you were able to see there, you could really see Will Taylor fighting for those extra yards, diving forward even in contact. When he knew it was going down, he just dove forward to get those yards. Getting yards is going to be very important, and especially in this, which is anticipated to be a very competitive game.
So it goes from 2nd and 8 to 3rd and 2. This one has been competitive so far, low scoring. Fusick to Taylor. He'll get right to the 39 or 40-yard line, and that'll be a Strict Jesuit first down.
You'll love to see it. There you go. And now the Crusaders' offense is really starting to get going.
They are just one big play away from changing the momentum in this game. Would take the lead with a touchdown. Maybe within one with a field goal. But you know that's not what they're hoping for. Coach Ryan Allman. All gas, no brakes, he says, for the Crusaders in 2021.
Indeed.
Fusick looking out. Caught there by number 11, Leland Smith. And that one is a huge gain. The biggest play of the night, I believe, for either team. Leland Smith makes the diving catch to go all the way down to the Westfield 30, and they sure are hurrying up right here. Fusick, he's got some pressure, trying to get rid of this one, but he will dive right past the line of scrimmage there.
Ever since Anthony Holmes came out of the game with the injury, you can really see that the D-line of the Mustangs has really not had as much pressure as they had earlier on, as well as the entire defense. You can tell that not having one of their best players out there has really affected their morale.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2nd and 10, 7-3 is the lead right now for Westfield. Fusick looking to get rid of this one. He's had a lot of time. He's going to take it for himself. And a hit there. Gets his legs. That's Keeman Elman. It's going to be third and long. We may have seen a short loss. Yeah, that'll be a 2-yard loss on the play. So it'll be a sack to Elman. Third and 12 at the 32. Probably too long for Owen Baum or Max Castellanos to go out there for the field goal. So you know they want a first down, but they definitely want some quality yards here on third down. Maples, Taylor, and Smith out there. Receivers, it looks like Chico Holt also in. Play action pass. Fusick with a lot of pressure. He gets rid of it to Chico Holt. And another loss there. Holt probably would have been better off dropping that one. It'll be a 4th and 15, I believe, here. 4th and 14 at the 34-yard line. Coaches talking to each other. I'm not sure if they know what they want to do right here. Well, Coach Allman is talking to Bryce Fusick, and they're going to take a timeout. So really in a weird spot right here. Like we said earlier, maybe a little bit too long to send a kicker out there.
Yeah, and I would not be surprised if they went for it here, considering the score and where we are in this game. 6:07 left in the second quarter. The Crusaders really need a score, not just a field goal, but they really need a touchdown here to get back in this one.
They sure do. Young team, new offense. Probably some new schemes that Westfield couldn't have even prepared for at this point. Sun has set here. The beautiful campus, Strake Jesuit. We've got a new addition right along the horizon. We can see it from the press box here. Loyola Hall expected to open in January of this year. And just all out enthusiasm from faculty, from staff, from students. It has just been a great environment this year at Strake Jesuit.
Had the big groundbreaking last year with our student body president last year. And really all around excitement from the students, as you said, Will. And I have 2, maybe I think even 3 classes in there next semester, and I'm really excited to check out some of those new rooms we have. We have a bunch of new lecture halls going in there, so a lot of bigger spaces for things like club meetings, which is much needed here at Strake Jesuit.
Well, the Crusaders have a lot of space right here to try to get a first down. 4th and 14, they're back out there. They're going for it. Fusick, more pressure. He's going to have to get rid of this one. And a sack. And the Westfield coaches are in the press box to the left of us. They got really pumped up after that one. A loss on the play. Fusick was hit quite a few times in that drive.
Yeah, and you can see that the Crusaders really had Bryce Fusick really had nowhere to go there. He did have a few open receivers, but given where he was, and it's kind of hard to see in that helmet, especially in your peripherals on your blind side.
Yeah, so Williams gets a pass here, screen pass to number 14, Todd, and Todd will go all the way. Huge play there for Westfield, and they'll take it for a touchdown.
That was really a great play there by Xavier Todd, their senior wide receiver. He broke multiple tackles, really good moves there by him, and that was just a great play. Nothing the Crusaders defense could really do to stop him there. You got to give him props.
Well, I'll tell you what, Todd went through just about every single player on the Crusader defense. Screen pass there. You know they never expected that one to go all the way. Some coaches do, though.
Yeah, you've seen screen passes go all the way before, sometimes even all the way and deep down the field.
So Dimas with the extra point. That one will be good. Makes the score 14-3. 5:44 left to go in the half. Crusaders have not been able to do much so far on offense. Hope to see that change before the half ends.
Even though the Crusaders are down by a bit, they are by no means out of this game. There is still a lot of time left to be played. 5:44 left in the half and still 2 quarters left after this. This one is by no means over.
No, I mean it's halfway through the second quarter. This game, especially in Texas high school football, we know is not over until that clock hits 0-0. We have seen some crazy things already in this season with action starting last night.
Indeed.
14-3. It's an 11-point lead, but it seems like it could be a lot smaller than that.
Yeah, we all know what this offense is capable of. And even though it will require a bit of adjustment this season due to the new offensive coordinator, I have full confidence that this offense will quickly grow into his system. And I also feel like it really mainly utilizes the improvisation skills of Bryce Fusick, which has really been on display here today.
So here's the kickoff by Dimas, and he's got some power. That's going to be another touchback. Bryce Lanier does not even think about returning that one. So the Crusaders will take over from the 25. 1st and 10. They've run a few different sets already. See what they do here to start off this drive. 5:44 left to go in the half.
Great to see. Again, great to see all of you back here. Great to see all of you watching. We have mostly fixed some of our technical difficulties. However, some may re-arise, but we will fix them as soon as possible.
Fusick, the first play of the drive, hands it off to Baylor, and that one gobbled up before he can even get back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 12 is what we see here.
The Mustangs defense has really done a good job of holding Devin Baylor. Watching the scrimmage against George Ranch a few weeks ago, he was doing a lot of inside runs and just breaking right through that line. And the Mustangs off defensive line has done a great job of holding him.
Yeah, they sure have. A lot of tackles for losses already here in this half. So 2nd and 12 from the 23. Fusick looking to pass here. More pressure on him. Gets this one off to Chico Holt, maybe for a gain of 1 or 2, if anything, right there. No gain on that one. Well, they are going to say 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11. Westfield leads 14-3. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the first half.
It's great. The Crusaders have really slowed down their offense significantly since the last drive. Really regrouped to know what they were doing. They had a few miscues on the past drives, and they want to make sure they execute well.
Well, we'll see if Fusick can execute here. He is going to take it himself with the first down past the 40, past the 45. And the ball is loose, but he was surely down when that ball came loose. So big gain, over 20 yards, I think, there for Fusick.
I will say that was quite a late hit on Bryce Fusick as he was going down. Was not helmet to helmet, but it was by no means a good, well-timed hit on him. It was right as he was sliding. Sometimes that happens to you and you can't avoid the contact.
So 1st and 10. They go all the way from the 24 to the 47. Crusaders looking good. in this drive. Fusick to Jewett. Jewett will get past the 50 thanks to a great block there. And that'll be a turnover. Just stripped right out of the hands of Thomas Jewett. And right as the Crusaders were starting to get going, Westfield takes over on offense. Yeah, Jewett just gives that one up there. Is not able to hold on.
You can see Jewett came up limping there a little bit, and he is sitting down on the sideline. Hope that he is okay.
So Cardell Williams back on offense here with Westfield. Play action, going for a deep pass, and he almost found Kelby Thomas Haymond, the junior receiver there. He was double covered, though. Just overthrew him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a really good pass there by him, but he just couldn't connect. Just overthrew Kelby Thomas Haymond, but this offensive line of the Mustangs, while it has let them through a few times, they've done a pretty good job at protecting Cardell Williams.
Williams gonna pass it off to Dejan Palomo past the 50, and that'll be a first down. Actually, it will be a first down there for the Mustangs. And they head into the territory of your home Strake Jesuit Fighting Crusaders. Screen pass there, and another nice gain. Williams has really utilized the screen plays.
I mean, it has been working. They had a huge touchdown on the last time they used the screen before this. So, and a lot of things have been clicking for this Mustangs offense. The hurry up, the screens, a lot of stuff's been working for them. And that's what you want to see.
Williams with a keeper here, trying to get the first down, just doesn't get enough yards there. Great stop there by Sam Reed.
Yeah, QB power there to the right, and just swallowed him up there.
So 3rd and 2 with the 41. We know that this is too long for a field goal. So you might as well treat this as a second down, because Westfield they've been bold on offense, to say the least. Maybe trying to get the Crusaders to come off sides right here. 3rd and 2. 4 receivers out for the Mustangs. And that'll be an incompletion. Great job there by Gavin Stewart and Sam Reed to stop that one. 4th and 2. And just like we suspected, the Westfield Mustangs are staying out on the field.
I mean, why would you punt here in this situation? Your offense is moving. You got to keep that momentum going. That was just a slight blip on that incompletion. You just got to keep moving. Go with what works.
Well, they didn't like what they had right there, so they didn't want to go with what has worked so far. Coach Matt Meekins decides to take a timeout on 4th down. So 1 minute timeout. There are 2 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in the half. Student section, we've been talking about them a lot, but man, they are hyped. This is such a great thing to see. And school spirit, one of the highlights of being a student at Strake Jesuit.
Yeah, being part of that Ignatian Nation really is a privilege, and I will say, being in that student section, the hype and the determination, the adrenaline, it's just off the charts. And listening to that crowd, I'm sure especially when you're on the field, it's great to hear the support. But you can tell it's really starting to get to the offense of the Mustang of Westfield. They have really started, the crowd has really started to become a factor.
Yep, 4th and 2 They're going to try something else right here, a different set for Westfield. Fake handoff, and Williams will take this for himself. Get past the 35, past the 30. Juke move, and the ball is out! The ball is out! Crusaders are able to get it, but I think they got it out of bounds. Great play drawn up there by Coach Matt Meekins. Gets him down to the 29-yard line.
Great run there by Cardell Williams, but almost turned into disaster there. They came in right in and punched the ball out. Looked like it was number 41, Cole Huff, that got in there.
It's now 1st and 10 at the 29. That one will go past. Looks like to the 24 or so. So 2nd and 5 from the 24. 2 minutes and 13 seconds left to go here in the quarter. And another gain of about 4 on that play. It'll be 3rd and very short. And they're actually going to say it's a 1st down for Westfield. So now 2 minutes, 3 seconds left to go in the first half. Westfield's got the ball at the 18-yard line in the red zone. Pressure on Cardell Williams. He avoids it, get past the 15. Big hit there by number 13, Josh Hebert. So Williams will get a gain. And if Bryce Fusick is good at improvising, Cardell Williams is on a completely different level.
Oh, you have to give him props. He has been making great throws. He has had some runs. However, Bryce Fusick did have that one run that went for quite a few. But Cardell Williams has been the better quarterback so far, I would say.
Yeah, he's going to hand this one off to Demir Scott. But it'll be a short gain. Set us up for a 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 right here. They're going to say 3rd and 1 on the 9-yard line for Westfield. 53 seconds left to go in the half. And I think it's a false start there. There we go, a false start. That is a huge penalty for Westfield. That changes it from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6. Sets them back from the 9 to the 14.
Yeah, field position is so important in the game of football. And that 1 yard can be the difference. That 1 yard, that 5 yards, that 10 yards, that 15 yards could make the difference in the game, especially if it gets close.
35 seconds left to go. Here's the 3rd and 6 down in the end zone. And that's a touchdown. Cathcart wide open in the end zone. Makes the score 20-3. 30 seconds left to go, and this one's going to be called back.
Yeah, flag on the play. Let's see what they call it.
So Westfield on consecutive plays, just 2 crushing penalties. Not exactly sure what the call was right here. It's a big one, though. I think it was holding. Holding on a touchdown pass. The box is shaking. Clay Stadium up in a lot of momentum right here. 3rd and 21. Thrown down in the end zone again. Craig Royal defending.
He caught that.
Oh
wow.
My goodness.
What a catch.
What a catch there from Chucky Hines.
Unbelievable catch. He held on. I think he might have caught that on the defensive back's helmet.
Hopefully we can get a replay going of that one.
Oh my goodness. What a catch there by Chucky Hines.
Chucky Hines over Craig Royal, a senior defensive back, captain here for the Crusaders. So Cardell Williams loses
Welcome back. We are live from the S-Jet studio, bringing you the halftime show after the first half of the home opener for your Strake Jesuit Fighting Crusaders as they took on the Westfield Mustangs. The score stands right now. The Westfield Mustangs are leading this one 21-3. It was an exciting first half from start to finish with big plays on both ends of the field. I'm Jackson Amorosa, and I'm joined by Alex Zerline. And we're just going to breaking down the first half and preparing for the second half of this exciting home opener at Clay Stadium. So, Alec, what were your major takeaways for the first half of this game?
Well, big plays have just been such a huge part of this game. Obviously, on Strake's opening drive, Bryce Fusick unfortunately threw an interception that was deflected by Holden Maples. And just at the beginning, that's going to be a game changer, just giving them that kind of momentum early on. And I think the momentum has been a very large factor in this game.
Yeah, definitely. That opening drive interception was so costly and came at just such a bad time. Such a fluke play with, like you said, Maples just tipping it right to the defensive back, and it led to their first touchdown. The sophomore, actually, the running back for Westfield, ran it in to make the score 7-0. Now, for the Crusaders offense, who do you think is leading them right now on the receiving end?
Well, we all know Leland Smith obviously had the diving catch for a ton of yards. I mean, that was another kind of big play I was just talking about. If we can get those plays rolling in the second half, I do think that there's a big chance that we can really come back here and just get the game going. Yeah,
Leland did have that crazy catch from Bryce Fusick that in the first quarter. And someone else who was really good in that first half was Thomas Jewett, who had 2 conversions on 3rd and long. One of them, he actually hurdled a defender to make the first down. But, like we said, turnovers have been the big kind of factor in this game. The interception, and then also in the second quarter, Thomas Jewett had the ball knocked out of him on a hook and ladder play, which took away the chance for Strake Jesuit to make to score. So, Alec, what do you think are going to be the keys on the offensive end for Strake Jesuit to punch some scores in and tighten this game up going into the second half?
Well, I just really think at halftime right now, you got to kind of keep the energy that they've had in prior to the game. You really got to feed off the crowd. I think if you let yourself get down just because you're losing right now, then you're not going to be able to come back. But I think if they're in the locker room, I know Coach Fekoch, I know that he's still hyping them up, and I really think that this momentum and the hype they're going to get from the fans and the coaches, I think it'll really help.
Yeah, it is nice to be back at full capacity at Clay Stadium tonight. The energy in the stands has been electric. The student section, Ignatian Nation, has been hyping them up, and you can even hear it on the broadcast. They're getting wild and keeping the atmosphere fun, and that's what you want to see on this home opener. Another interesting takeaway is we've seen a lot of young receivers also out there. Bryce Lanier with a reception in the first quarter, along with Chico Holt getting into the action. I think that's good to see that Bryce Fusick is able to kind of dish the ball out to multiple weapons, and I think they can use that to their advantage in the second half. So, Alec, transitioning a little bit, what do you think about the run game? What have you liked? What do you think they need to work on?
Well, I think it's tough. Obviously, Joel Crawford is out this game with an ankle injury. So we've had to go younger today with Devin Baylor and Grant Jackson, who are splitting carries today. And I think that it's been fine. I think Joel's obviously definitely missed. But I think that Baylor will have a big second half. I really hope so. And I think he's talented enough. He obviously played really well in that scrimmage, as Thomas mentioned earlier. And yeah, I think just our running game needs to be better a little bit in the second half. And obviously if Fusick can connect to Leland more like that, I think we're good. And then another quick piece was obviously the injury to the Virginia commit, A.J. Holmes, I believe.
Yeah, he went down for a period in the first quarter. Luckily, he's back in the game, and he I think is been a big factor as to why the run game has been a little slow. Devin Baylor really going up, against a 3-star recruit, someone who's going to be going to college next year, and Devin Baylor has definitely put some pressure on him with some yards. And I think the way you open up the pass game is by really getting those grind yards on the ground. And so I think that they're going to look to do that. And then to talk a little bit about Westfield, their offense has just been doing really good job. Cardell Williams, the quarterback going to Tulsa next year, has done a really good job delegating. And we saw some big plays from them Xavier Todd, the senior, had that big screen pass. What do you think the defense, the Strake Jesuit defense, is going to have to do to put a stop to Williams and company?
I mean, you just got to put pressure on the quarterback. That's just all there is. We already have 2 sacks, I believe, but I mean, you got to just do more than that. I think that they're really pressuring us every single drive. Like Fusick is under pressure. Everson had that big run, but it was because the offensive line kind of let those guys through, and there wasn't no space up the middle. And so, I mean, you just got to put more pressure on the quarterback. I think we've done a fine job of that so far, but Cardell Williams is a good player. Obviously, you saw that 4th down run when he was under pressure. Like, plays like that, you just can't allow to happen. And I'm really hoping that the second half will improve on that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the room for error going into the second half is very slim. They're going to have to crack down on some mistakes. But, you know, they seem like the energy is still up even towards the end of that first half, and I think they need to try and get a little momentum shift going into the second half to try and produce on offense and continue the work on defense. So should look forward to that. So, what are your expectations for the second half? What do you think is gonna be the end of this game?
I really think that Strake will continue to kind of keep that same energy up, and I think that if Westfield doesn't watch out, then who knows? Strake could go on a 3-touchdown run, take the lead, and you never know. I mean, obviously, you wish the passing and rushing game was a bit more successful, but I really think our defense is going to step up towards the end of this game. And obviously, we've had some sacks, and I just really think that we're going to keep going, we're going to keep playing hard, and I think it's going to be a game.
Yeah, I think you're right. If we keep grinding, we should be able to find some success. And, hopefully this second half they tighten it up a little bit, and we'll get you back out to Crusader Stadium. Thank you for joining in on this half-game show, and we will see you after the game to give you our thoughts on the conclusion. Thank you so much, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast.
On January 25th and 26th at the Strake Jesuit Retreat and Leadership Center in Leona, Texas, the Board of Directors unanimously approved the action steps that support the 4 strategic imperatives that will guide Strake Jesuit as the school continues to strengthen its mission of forming leaders and men for others. In short, we have deep confidence that God invites Strake Jesuit to be Jesuit and Catholic, student-centered, accessible, and men for others. This initiative is our way of answering God's call to Strake Jesuit, and we are looking forward to sharing more of the details about each of these broad categories with you over the next few weeks. In our journey, we ask that you will continue to support and pray for us generously, that we will ever more effectively continue to send men for others out into the world to change the world. May God bless each of you.
And now please turn your attention to the 50-yard line for a very exciting presentation. Joining Father Johnson on the field, our principal Ken Lojo, Director of Advancement Colin Matheny, and Kendall and Cindy Miller, along with members of our student leadership group.
First of all, welcome. Thank you all very much for being here. A special welcome to all the fans from Westfield. Thank you all for being here. Welcome to our campus. As you just saw, we have embarked on a very ambitious strategic plan. We've been hard at work, and we have made incredible progress in each of these 4 areas that you just saw. As with any vision, leaders in our community step up and make our vision a reality. Each of you here tonight, those of you who volunteer in any way, whether it's in the concession stand or spring fling or the auction, each of you is a leader, and I'm very grateful for your leadership. Sometimes leaders step up and make significant financial contributions that help us take the next step. From the beginning of our planning, Kendall and Cindy Miller have been intimately involved in helping us respond to God's invitation. The Miller family has been a part of our community for 10 years, sending us their 3 sons, Austin, who graduated in 2015, Marshall, who graduated in 2017, and Weston, who graduated in this stadium just a couple of months ago. Kendall served on the board of directors from 2013 through 2019, and Cindy has worked in just about every capacity at the school, the auction, the raffle, spring fling, and the Mothers Club. Most recently, Kendall and Cindy served as chairs of the Capital Campaign Committee. And at some point in the near future, we will be kicking off a campaign to continue to support this vision. Your generosity has been key to our success, and we are deeply, deeply grateful. So it is with incredible excitement and gratitude that I announce their generous gift to the school. In the history of the school, there have only been 2 other lump sum cash gifts of this size. Please join me in warmly thanking Kendall and Cindy Miller for taking the lead on behalf of our students with their gift of $1 million.
Cindy and I are grateful for the opportunity to support the Strake Jesuit College Preparatory mission. And it's our hope that the great formation our sons received here will continue to be shared by many fine young men in the future. Thank you so much, and go Crusaders.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back your Strake Jesuit Crusader Band. The Jesuit Band is under the spiritual direction of Father Jeff Johnson and the field direction of drum majors Abby Fiedler, Sophie Shera, and Tori Hollerbach. Tonight, joining us in our halftime performance are the Strake Jesuit varsity cheerleaders. Our cheerleaders are under the direction of Adrian Villarreal Matthews. Tonight, enjoy our performance of the song Crazy Train. Now, Crusader fans, get on your feet and show your school spirit as the Strake Jesuit Athletic Band plays our fight song. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your 2021 Strake Jesuit Band and Cheerleaders. Our band directors are Mr. Jesus Pacheco and the newly installed Dr. Karen Ware.
Here come your Crusaders.
Just been absolutely unstoppable. If the Crusaders defense can figure out how to handle him, and his big arm, and his pretty quick legs, they'll be able to contain their offense. Number 2, Bryce Fusick needs to stop forcing the pass. He has been forcing a lot of balls today, and quite a few near interceptions, including one interception earlier. So if Bryce Fusick really needs
94, Max Castellanos to tee it up for the Crusaders.
I understand it's kind of hard to see in the peripherals with your helmet, but you got to be able to find the open guy.
Number 6,
Well,
Chucky Hines is deep for the Mustangs.
They received to start off the game. That kick by Castellanos will go all the way to about the 15, past the 25, past the 30, past the 40. Great return there to start off the half for Westfield.
Given the lead they have for Jesuit, it is not a good sign that Westfield is on offense first. Both teams did make adjustments in the halftime, and they are hoping those adjustments can really help them out here.
Well, Strike Jesuit's going to need a lot of help, like you said multiple times. They're not out of this game, but the further we go into it, the further they go from that lead. There was a penalty on the play. May have been a block in the back. So, wow, Westfield will start all the way back at the 15-yard line, just about where that kick dropped.
Yeah, sometimes you get that big return, but the reason you get that big return is because of the block in the back.
First play from scrimmage in this half is a good rush. I think that will be the first time. Rodney Smith, the running back. Didn't see a lot of him in the first half, but he starts off this one with a bang.
Yeah, good run there from him. And that will give them the first down. So, good start to the half for Westfield.
From the 15 to the 26 they go. Williams, center. Another handoff. That one was to Rodney Smith. Not as much yardage on that one. I believe it'll make it about a second and 7. Ben Norvell, a senior tackle there.
You could see the Mustangs kind of mixing it up here. They were really utilizing the run a lot more early in the game, and they're kind of mixing it in again here.
Another rush right there, Rodney Smith.
First 3 plays of scrimmage are rush. They really utilized the rush early in the half before moving to the pass, as well as QB powers and QB draws. So now they're really mixing it in a bit more.
Yeah.
The run, using the running attack to really wear down that D line.
He's gonna make it 3rd and short here. This one's gonna be play action. Caught there, past the 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25. A great chase down tackle there. I think that was Abear, but what a huge gain.
Indeed it was.
By Westfield.
Indeed it was number 13, Josh Abear. Another great tackle from him. He's had a few already in this game. I'd say he has been, along with number 61, he has been probably the player of the day on defense for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Abear looks good. One of the juniors on this team. Williams handing it off to Rodney Smith for some good yardage, but man, those short passes have just been killing the Crusaders this game.
I mean, we saw it in the first pass on the screen pass hookup from Williams to Xavier Todd, but just absolutely great.
And they're going to keep piling on another rush there. It's all the way down to just about the 5 to set up a first and goal.
You can really see that interception that Bryce Fusick threw in the first half is really having long-standing effects, especially here. And there it is right there. Touchdown there for number 15, Rodney Smith.
Rodney Smith is the name we said just about on every play on that drive. Not a long one either, just about 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Westfield gets a touchdown. Will be ahead by 25 if this PAT goes in.
If Westfield's goal was to wear down that defense, they have really succeeded so far.
PAT is good. So the score, 28-3. Just 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the second half. A very run-heavy drive by the Mustangs, but what got most of their yards was a short pass to DeMaria Sheffield. They just trampled the Crusaders there.
Absolutely there. And it seems that the strategy they've been using in the first half, we saw it too, was really use that hurry-up offense in the run to really wear down that D-line and the linebacking core. And it really has worked. And then really mix in the passes for the rest of the half. And it looks like they will be employing that tactic again. But it has been so effective in this game.
I'll tell you what, the Crusaders struggled in out-of-district play last year. Things were very different, obviously. You can't compare the 2020 and 2021 seasons. They struggled in the out-of-district games, ended up playing pretty well in the district games, made the playoffs. So this is not a sign of bad things to come necessarily.
That is true.
And there's still just about a half left to go in this game. If they put 28 points up on the board like Westfield has, they're in the lead. Bryce Fusick will be back out there for the Crusaders. Thomas Jewett looked like he was going to go in, was talking with the offense in the huddle, but comes back out. He took a nasty hit a little bit earlier on in the game. He hasn't played since then. I believe that was back halfway through the second quarter. Fuse again. Devin Baylor to the left of him. Old Maples is in motion. Fuse running back. And my goodness, A.J. Holmes, who was injured in the earlier part of this game, comes in, has been incredible since he came back, and he gets a sack there. The first offensive play of the half was Shrink Jesper.
Yeah, him coming back is a huge morale boost for this Mustangs defense. And you could really see that lack of morale with him being out was really affecting them. But a quick tape up of whatever was injured probably really helped out. And he immediately makes an impact with a sack of Bryce Fusick. Just a great play there.
Boy, something has helped out. This Mustang defense is incredible. Loss of 9 yards on that play sets up a 2nd and 19. Fusick, more pressure around him. He gets rid of this one. Another near interception. So he is good at getting rid of those. Unfortunately, he's just a little bit off every time he gets that desperate throw.
Yeah, and this is yet another example of oh no.
Looks like a player, player was down, number 55 there for the Crusaders. That's Harry Agee. That guy that is so active, both in and out of the playing field. Leader in the classroom. He's going to come out. Looks like Eddie Haggerty will come in. 3rd and 19. Yeah, like you were saying, Fusick.
Yeah, Fusick. What he really needs to do is he needs to really stop forcing the pass. Throwing the ball away will not hurt you. I mean, we've seen him force a lot of near interceptions in this game. And if he can just get the ball away, it will risk a turnover. I mean, we've seen 2 turnovers in this game already.
You know this team doesn't want to just risk turnovers all night either. They'd like to get a first down right here on 3rd and 19. So going for the pass. He's going downfield to Holden Maples. But that one was tipped maybe off the helmet of Aquarius Calhoun.
Some Ignatian Nation members asking for a flag from the referee, but none came. Kind of looked like, including from my angle, kind of looked like the D-back kind of put a little slap to the helmet there of Holden Maples, but no call from the referee. So the punt team will be out there.
Max Castellanos backed up, and that one is blocked. The punt is blocked. It goes back behind the end zone, and it'll be a safety. Poor snap there, and the coordinators to the left of us for Westfield are hyped. Their team is leading 30-3.
Yeah, you could hear it. Yeah, and that will be called, I believe it may have been called a safety.
It is a safety, yes.
So that will mean, if you are not acquainted with what happens after a safety, that means that the Mustangs are gonna get the ball back after the score.
They sure do. The 2 points are put on the board here for Westfield, and they'll get the ball back. So score is 30-3. 8 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. And to be honest, these last few minutes have been a disaster for the Crusaders, but they're not quite out of it.
Just a few scores can really get that morale back. And it's still within reach for the Crusaders. I mean, still plenty of time left. You have all 3 timeouts. You might have a few other timeouts with the quarter breaks in between. You got a lot of time to regroup and rethink things.
Castellanos with the kick goes right to about the 40. Turn here for Westfield, and they will start their drive past the 45-yard line. Their own will not have a very long drive if they can get things going like they did in the first drive of this half.
Indeed. The offense comes back out. We'll look to see if they, and it looks like, and we'll see what will happen if they go back to the ground and pound like they did last time, or they'll go back to their air raid that they were doing afterwards.
Westfield play action started off, and the ball is loose. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say it's an incomplete pass. Ball can press rewind for about 5 seconds. And it looked like he had possession there.
Yeah, I would not say so. I will contradict you on that. It did not look like he had full possession of the ball there. So we'll have to see.
So 2nd and 10 here for Westfield after the incomplete pass. Williams with a deep pass. And my goodness, another great catch there. Great job by Chucky Hines.
However, a flag is down.
I believe that this one is going to be on Jacob Technic, but we'll see. Yeah, all the players are signifying that one's on Technic. There was a lot of contact there between the two.
If it is on Technic, then that means the touchdown will stand. So,
yep. So that one is on the defensive pass interference. Obviously declined by Westfield. So make the score 36-3. 8 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Pending PAT. No longer pending. It's 37-3.
Yeah, that's the second great catch that Chucky Hines has made today. Obviously, the one earlier over the defender in the back corner of the end zone, and then that catch right there. I mean, it seems he is really good. He has been so good this game at making the contested catches, and he has been a big, deep threat today for Cardell Williams.
Yeah, we'd heard that Cardell Williams had a lot of weapons this year. They're looking to make a push in 14-6A after a heartbreaking finish last year in a playoff loss to Duncanville, who would go on to be one of the final 4 teams in 681. But even before that, in a district matchup against Spring that ended with Hail Mary, they were runners up 14-6A. It's going to be a really great district this year. Pay attention to these high school sports.
Indeed. It'll be great to see who else we play in our non-district games. We'll be playing King next week in a non-district game away.
And see King away at the beautiful Sheldon ISD Stadium. And then 2 weeks from now, we will be back here at Crusader Sports Network in a game against Decaney. Decaney's got some stars. They're in the same district as the team we're playing right now.
Yeah, getting to play some of the out-of-district teams could be, for all we know, this could be a playoff matchup that we are seeing right now down the road. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes, if it does happen.
Absolutely, Bryce Fusick is back out there. Gotta wonder how much trust has been put in him. Down 37-3. He's not exactly at his best game here tonight.
Yeah, he is not.
Screen pass to Leland Smith. That one gets minimal gain, if any.
I will say, he has not had his best game, but by no means has it all been his fault. I mean, the defensive line of the Mustangs has been absolutely brilliant today. I mean, they have been all over Devin Baylor and all over Bryce Fusick. However, the one thing he does need to work on, and I cannot overstate this, is that he needs to stop forcing the ball. It has almost caused quite a few turnovers in this game.
Well, 2nd and 9 here. Fusick get maybe audible. Coach Allman. Devin Baylor, the handoff. And he will barrel past near the 30.
Yeah, misdirection play there by Devin Baylor. Nice run there, even though kind of the first real outside run we've seen from him. Most of his runs so far have been on the inside.
So that'll set up 3rd and 5 from the 30-yard line. Crusaders need to get to the 35 to extend this drive. But you've got to wonder if all 100 yards are 4th down territory at this point.
I mean, if you're the Crusaders, you have to. Because even if you punt, they're just going to march right back down the field and score again. I mean, their offense has been basically unstoppable this quarter. So if you just got to go for it.
Well, hopefully that's not an issue. It looks like there may have been some motion. Yeah, definitely some miscommunication between Maples and the rest of the offense. He was in motion. So that'll set him back 5 yards, illegal motion. Makes it 3rd and 10. 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 10 is a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, football is a game of yards, and every yard matters, especially when you're down by this big of a deficit. You've got to make that, you've got to figure out, like, 1 yard could be the difference between 37-3 and 37-10.
Fusick back for the pass. There's going to be some contact on that one. Still nothing called. He was targeting Maples. We said everything may be 4th down territory. We were wrong. Just about to call it right there. But the punt team coming out at the 25-yard line. It's another example of Strike Jesuit drives being on the cusp of something really great and then set back by a penalty or by a play call that maybe wasn't the best. They've got a lot of things to work on, and I think by the end of the season, even by the end of the out-of-district matchup, this team will be really polished. Castellanos with the punt.
I mean, it is a brand new offense, so there is a lot of things to get used to. So kind of using these out-of-district games and these scrimmages to kind of get used to the offense is a great way to go, and a great way to introduce the offense to the fans. But however, as we saw in the scrimmage, it took a little bit for the offense to get going, but once they got going, they were firing on all cylinders. There were a few hiccups here and there, but once they got going, they were going.
Well, Cardell Williams and the Westfield offense is back out here. They've been just about perfect here in the second half. Oh, and almost a pick. Gavin Stewart was just a few feet away from being in prime position to get a pick right there on Cardell. Wasn't able to do it, though. And that'll set up a 2nd and 10.
Cardell Williams has had very few completions or mishaps in this game, and that was the rare few of them. But he's about to rebound here. And
here is the rush. Demir Scott. And they're getting set up a 3rd and wow. 12, I think. Great job there by the Crusader defense. It will be their first stop here in the second half. 3rd and 13. 39-yard line. Play action pass by Williams. Tipped and intercepted by Hebert. Hebert takes it past the 40 to the 34 or 33-yard line. And ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a star in straight Jesuit football. Josh Hebert, how about that? Yeah, we had a feeling that there would be a couple breakout stars this year for Straight Jesuit, a younger team, a less experienced team, even some of the seniors would be considered breakout. Josh Hebert gets an interception after a couple tips earlier on in the game. A couple, balls batted away. He's just looked great. We'll see if the Crusaders can capitalize it here. They start on Westfield's 33-yard line. Fusik going back for the pass. There's pressure. He's passing it down to Leland Smith. Oh! Tipped not only by a defender, but by Smith. Ended up in nobody's hands in the end zone. Yeah, went from the hands of the defender right past Leland Smith. We probably get a second look at that one. Now 2nd and 10 at the 33. This is possibly Crusader's best chance to get a touchdown to date in this game. It's a screen pass to Devin Baylor. They'll get about a yard. Oh, and there are multiple players down on the field. Westfield player right now, someone limping on the Crusader side. Looks like Devin Baylor and whoever tackled him collided and likely hit each other. But Baylor limping off. Looks like we may have an injury right now by a Westfield player of some severity. That's not, can't really tell right now, but there are several members attending to him. It looks like it's a lower leg injury. So all things considered, that's something we we don't want to have any injuries at all, but definitely want to keep him away from the head and neck.
Indeed.
We've seen too many of those in high school football as of late.
But a great show of respect by both teams taking a knee. You can see the Crusaders down on the sideline taking a knee. Great show of respect. The respect is one of the things that Jesuit students are known for.
Well, the student section does get hype, but just as much as they get hype, we make sure to stay respectful. And make sure to carry all the Jesuit values that they learn at this school. This time we want to thank you to everybody that donated to the Strike Jesuit Crusader Fund this past school year. The Crusader Fund impacts every part of the student experience, inside and outside the classroom, truly benefiting every student every day. We set a new record for the Crusader Fund last year. First pass back there is going to be incomplete. Very close to being a score there for the Crusaders. It's going to set up a 4th and 9.
The question here will be, and it looks like they are going to bring on the punt team once again.
Looks like Mark Arsham may actually be out there to punt it. We've seen Max Castellanos with the duties earlier on this game. Arsham with an unorthodox punt right there.
Actually, not too bad either.
No, I think that's going to pin them within the 25 there. So it looks like the 28-yard line. So a 4-yard punt by Mark Arsham looks a lot worse on the stat line than it actually is. But keeping Westfield at the 28, not too bad, all things considered.
Indeed, but you have to consider that Cardale Williams has really been showing off his deep arm at the end of the first half and really into this half. So you have to really consider that this field position might not have much effect.
Maybe not. The first play of this drive is going to be a rush from Rodney Smith. Already close to a first down. It's going to be 2nd and 2 for Westfield at the 36. Hurrying up. We saw a lot of in the first half.
Oh, the ball is out.
The ball is out, and I think we might actually have a turnover that will stand.
And it does.
There we go. The Crusaders get their first turnover of the night.
Maybe.
Maybe. That seems like all we've been saying every time a big play from the Crusaders pops up.
Now the question on this one is it a forward pass? Because the ball just came out of the hands of Cardale Williams as he was in the motion of throwing. So it'll be interesting to see how they rule it here.
It's been ruled. That's a fumble right there, so the Crusaders will have the ball. And now on the 36 once again, just about where they ended the last drive. First down for your men in green. It's a code green this year for Strike Jesuit football. U6 got it. Gonna hand it off to Baylor. Just a dog pile, and he keeps going. Great effort there by Devin Baylor. He showed a lot of heart tonight.
Yeah, even though the game has not gone too well for him, nor the Crusaders' offense, even though he hasn't had too many yards, he has been one of the bright spots of this offense, just pounding the ball forward. He's been doing really good, especially in the second half here.
It's a great way to put it. It'll be 2nd and 4 at the 27 for the Crusaders. Vusic is gonna take this one on the option, and another hit close to the helmet of Bryce Vusic.
Yeah, these players are really, as he's sliding, they have really been targeting Bryce Vusic. I wouldn't say it's a no call, but what I would say is that these Westfield players, when they're going down like that, they're really about to risk a big amount of penalty yards.
And the penalty yardage is one thing, but we care about the safety of these players the most, and those hits to the head have been medically proven to just be so detrimental to everyone's health, and we hate to see those, and we hope to not see anything else like that in tonight's game.
True.
But 3rd and 4 for the Crusaders. See what they can do here. And Fusick gets a first down. Holden Maples has to get on a knee to make that catch. But they do it. The drive continues. And we're in the red zone.
Yeah, it was interesting set there. Bryce Lanier in the backfield with Bryce Fusick, the two Bryces. And as you said, they're teammates on a 7-on-7 team, and they have been a dynamic duo. So we hope to see a lot more of those two together with the hookups.
We sure will. As the season goes on and even in 2022. Lanier and Fusick. Here is Fusick going to take this one for himself. And there is... Fusick comes in with his head. Oh, my. He's on the ground a little bit too long for comfort there. He gets up. But just like I said, these especially with a quarterback of such a high stature, I hate to see him go in like that.
Look who is coming back in.
Thomas Jewett in for the first time in what I believe is about a full quarter. Was injured in the second quarter. Took a hit, kind of landed weird on his leg, but he's back in. Trying to get the Crusaders back in this one. Scores 37-3. Just under 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Fusick dropping back. He's going to throw this one out to Leland Smith, who caught it outside of the end zone.
It was clear even from this angle that it was not in bounds. Even if he got the foot down, it was not clear, especially from the angle. Good call there by the referee, in my opinion.
Oh, agree. I mean, I think it was probably at least 2 or 3 steps off right there. But the Crusaders are just so close from, just a couple plays away from this game being really close if they were able to capitalize on some of the opportunities they had in the first half and right there on a great pass to Leland Smith. So 3rd and 7 from the 16. To Chico Holt. He'll get that one inside the 5, and that'll be a first down. You know what that means. It's time to move the chains.
Yes, sir. Time to move them chains. And now it is 1st and goal from inside the 5-yard line for the Crusaders. So it looks like there was a penalty on that play.
So there was an offside on the defense. The referee assumed that Strick Jesuit would take it for some reason, but they don't. Would have replayed 3rd down now. They get a 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Chico Holt, Thomas Jewett, Will Taylor, and I believe Leland Smith all in. And that is a touchdown from Bryce Fusick to Leland Smith. The Crusaders get their first touchdown of the year and shrink this lead.
And that is exactly what they needed. Great job by Bryce Fusick threading the needle there right to Leland Smith. Just a great pass. Even though he did force it a little bit, still was able to make the hookup. Great pass there and great play by the Crusaders offense. Just exactly what they needed.
Yeah, Fusick had the accuracy, wasn't able to quite get the precision in the first half, and that's exactly what he does on that throw. It was so precise to go through all of the defenders in the middle of the end zone right there. The PAT is good, makes the score 37-10, Westfield leading.
And that has gotten the Ignatian Nation going once again. Not a lot to cheer about before, but now they're really starting to get behind these guys again.
They not given up on this team, and neither have we. 37-10. Rex Castellanos will be out for the kickoff. And yeah, that Crusader Nation, Ignatian Nation, just pumped. And it's late. Everyone's had a long week. 9:15 on a Friday night. Ready to get the weekend started. Ready to get Texas high school football started again. That makes me so excited.
Yes.
We've got a full year of Shrike Jesuit football to go. And still another quarter and minute and 34 seconds left to go in this one.
Quite a long third quarter at that. A lot happening in this one quarter.
Be a touchback, the first one of the night for Castellanos. So Westfield will get the ball at the 25-yard line. On the last drive, there was a fumble by Cardell Williams that led to a recovery by Shrike Jesuit. They just went down and got a touchdown.
Yep, and they capped off a good drive, although a short one given the fumble recovery. But now the defense is really starting to come up big. Cardell Williams has started to make some crucial mistakes here, and it's really costing the Mustangs here in the late going.
1st and 10, and they hand it off. Number 5 there, but me, oh my. Quite a few Crusader defenders on the tackle right there. Sheffield was not able to get hardly any yardage on that play. Actually, looks like he might have gone a little bit to the negative side.
Yep, it looks like according to the official, he did get back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Handoff here to Rodney Smith. Not a big gain for him either, just about 2 or 3 yards. Set up a 3rd and long. 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Crusaders on the verge of getting yet another stop on Westfield. They've struggled, to say the least,
yes,
on these 3rd down conversions. That's Shrike Jesuit on stopping them. We'll see what they can do here. Screen pass. Taken down by his jersey. That one's going to be close, man down.
Looks like that. It's big number 66, Delrick Williams. And he is a bit slow to get up.
He gets up.
And he says he is fine, and he's going right back to the huddle. Actually looks like he's going back to the sideline.
Nonetheless, Westfield gets another conversion there. Extends this drive and will probably extend it into the fourth quarter the way things are going right now. 30 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3. We'll head into the final 12 minutes in just a second. Clock is stopped right now. Goal to the first down. Just waiting and waiting to see what Westfield does right here. Williams out of the pocket. Oh! Great hit there by number 57, Ben Norvell. Ben Norvell on the Leadership Council for the 2021 Shrike Jesuit Fighting Crusaders. And he is leading the charge right now on defense.
Yeah, he's been one of a few players who's had one of the players on defense who's had a pretty good game today, and the defense and the offense are really starting to get it going here.
Well, that'll do it for the third quarter. Westfield puts up a lot of points early on in this quarter, but Shrike Jesuit gets their first touchdown from Bryce Fusick to Leland Smith. We get the first one of the night. We head to the fourth quarter. Crusaders down 27.
That's right. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Michael Turboff and Thomas Hetfield back here on a presentation of Crusader Sports Network. Fourth quarter, the Nation is holding up their fours. Westfield back on offense here, 2nd and 13. Cardell Williams dropped one. Roy was thinking about going in to grab it, but that was clearly an incomplete pass.
Yeah, just in and out of the hands of Chucky Harris right there. Kind of a bit of a bullet, so Chucky Harris had to turn around pretty quickly there. He was able to react in time, but was not able to get the hands around the ball enough.
Yeah, Hines drops that one. Man, he has had a great game. He's a touchdown in there. 2 of those actually. So 3rd and 13 now. Play action pass for Cardell Williams. Trying to find something, and he does find someone, Xavier Todd, but another drop there. That would have been a really great catch. Drake Jesuit gets a stop. The defense has improved since about the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter in a major way.
Yeah, the defense has, ever since that long touchdown, they've gotten quite a few stops in this game from as you said, around the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. And it looks like that is going to carry on into this quarter and hopefully the rest of the game.
We'll just have to see. 4th and 13, the punt team is out for Westfield. I think that may be the first time we've said that today.
Yeah, we have not had to say that very much today. The Westfield offense has been just so good today.
Punt is off. It's a good one. Though. Go back. There. Pushing it in. Wow, what a great punt there by Jonathan Dimas, who's also the kicker, place kicker. Goes all the way to the 29-yard line. He's just a sophomore.
Well, he certainly has a bright future being on varsity as a sophomore. So look forward to maybe seeing him a bit more and seeing him improve.
You'll see this team a whole lot in 2021. The Crusaders back on offense. Gonna hand it off to Baylor. Gets to the 30, maybe 31-yard line.
There was some talk in the halftime about Devin Baylor and Grant Jackson splitting carries, but it does not look like it's going to happen. Devin Baylor has gotten almost every single carry in this game so far.
Yeah, we expect that Joel Crawford will be back by the time the Crusaders take on C.E. King next Friday. But if not, it looks like Devin Baylor, could potentially step in there. Bryce Lanier has also had an opportunity to be in the backfield. So the Crusaders have some options. 2nd and 8 here for the men in green. Long pass out there to Leland Smith, almost picked off once again by Decarius Calhoun. Set up 3rd and 8.
What Bryce Fusick has really excelled at so far in his passing game has been rolling out and making those short to medium range throws on target to open guys to keep those drives going. But on the deep passes, he has not really been converting very well today.
He's got to convert some of them. A win, almost out of reach here. But you definitely, you don't want to stuff the stat sheet, but you want to get some chemistry with these players. He's got a lot of good receivers. We'll see what he can do on 3rd and 8 here.
Certainly one receiver. He does have good chemistry with Leland Smith. Saw
He's
that
going to have to
earlier.
take this one for himself past the 40, past the 45. That'll be a 1st down. Move the chains. It's getting chippy between Holden Maples and Decarius Calhoun.
Decarius Calhoun had a late hit there on Bryce Fusick that really got the bench going. You really saw some of the coaches trying to get the players back and keep this game moving. Flags did fly on that play, most likely unsportsmanlike conduct or a late hit on Aquarius Calhoun. We'll have to see what the referee rules.
To be honest, I'd be surprised if they call a late hit on that, but weird things have happened. Fusick wasn't hit very hard. Unprovoked, mainly from the Crusaders. Oh, wow. So that's actually going to be called
sportsmanlike conduct, yeah.
It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct just on Westfield. I guess they'll say that the hit provoked Holton Maples to come in there and start an altercation. So the Crusaders will take advantage of that. They'll head down to the 37-yard line on Westfield territory. Really a game changer for them.
Indeed it is. And it'll be interesting to see now that that gives another thing for the Crusaders to get that adrenaline going.
Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 37. Fusick dropping back. Deep pass to...
Oh, wow.
Deep pass to Thomas Jewett. There's the flag. It's going to be intercepted, but this one will be coming back.
This
hit
indeed
there
it will.
by Harry Agee. Nice hit, but...
That is blatantly an interception. I mean, blatantly pass interference. I mean, it was not even close.
You can see it. My goodness.
I mean, he just threw. I mean, he just threw Thomas Jewett straight into the ground, basically.
I think everyone on that Crusader offense knew it, but just in case, they still, went after. They still went after Cy Johnson right there on the recovery.
And Bryce Fusick nonetheless disappointed by the result of that play with the interception.
So waiting on the ruling from the referees right now. Still waiting. They are going to call the pass interference. They'll go from the 37 to the 22. Penalties have killed Westfield on this drive. And with 10 minutes and 21 seconds left, although 27 points sounds like a lot, nothing is impossible. If the Crusaders can get a touchdown right here, I think we have a game.
There is still over 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter, and nothing is impossible, as you said. You just gotta keep those Westfield miscues coming. Cardell Jones has been started to, as I said, be neutralized, and Bryce Fusick is really starting to find his groove, and that is something that the Crusaders really need to happen and keep happening throughout this game and throughout this season.
Well, if Cardell Williams can't be contained, I can't imagine what Cardell Jones would be doing out here. But yes, both the quarterbacks have shined tonight. Bruce Williams a little bit more. But Crusaders now almost in the red zone. Great opportunity. Chico Holt in motion there. And a handoff to Devin Baylor. Had a little bit of room and got a couple of yards.
Good effort there by Devin Baylor to try to slip out of that tackle of the defender, kind of trying to duck through it while he was in contact there. Almost worked, but unsuccessful nonetheless. Only a pickup of 1 on the play.
2nd and 9 from the 21-yard line. At that point tonight, we're going to try to get you up to date on the action from other teams in 6A23. So 9 minutes, 35 seconds left to go in this game. Westfield leads 37 to 10. Fusick under center. Ball at the 21-yard line. Bad snap there. Fusick has gonna throw it up in the end zone to Leland Smith. Oh, he had a hand on it. But so did a Westfield defender. 3rd and 9, but boy, that one was close.
Indeed it was. I mean, Leland Smith holding on through the contact on that one. Just almost a great play there by Leland Smith. A great catch. Almost similar to the catch by Chucky Hines in the first half, but just couldn't hold it down.
Yeah, and Leland was double covered right there. Not only by Lamont Wiley, but by DeCarius Calhoun, who has maybe been the most impactful player in this game. So 3rd and 9. Ball at the 21. Music dropping back. Trying to throw it. I believe Will Taylor by the sideline. So 4th and 9 at the 21. And it looks like they're going to keep the offense out there. This would be an appropriate distance for a field goal. But when you're down 27 with 9 minutes left to go, I guess you got to pull everything out. And that's what they'll do here. 4th and 9.
Going for these 4th downs, especially when you're down this much, is something you're going to need to do, especially when you're this close to the red zone.
Here's the snap. Music looking for someone. He's avoiding
Oh
a
my
lot.
goodness. Oh man.
So that'll be a sack, but wow, Bryce Fusick really staying in this one. He probably dodged, 5 defensive linemen from Westfield right there.
Another thing that Bryce Fusick needs to work on is really sensing the rush off one side, even though to credit him, it was really coming from everywhere, like straight up the middle, to the left, to the right. He really had nowhere to go but backwards and around, which would have been very hard to do anyways. He was able to slip and slide straight through those defenders. What a great effort there by Bryce Fusick.
Well, now Westfield takes over after the turnover on downs. The first play will be a rush, but it will not go for any yards. May even go for negative there.
Caden Collins and number 51, Sam Reed.
So 2nd and 13 here for Westfield. 8:35 left to go in the game. Ball's at the 21-yard line. A fake handoff and an incomplete pass.
Oh, bit of a scuffle there.
Yeah, this one's getting chippy, and you see that a lot in games that aren't that close. The Crusaders were frustrated. They expected to come out in this game and really dominate. Unfortunately, that hasn't been the case here tonight. Hopefully we'll see that next week, but these guys have a lot to work on, and we know they're going to do it. Coach Vikach will make sure these guys are in shape to face CE King next week.
Yeah, I would say they should expect a lot of sprints in practice next week, because these guys have been out conditioning them, and they have just, their hurry-up offense has just been absolutely running circles around this Crusaders defense.
Another one goes incomplete there, so it makes it 4th and 13. The punt team will come out for Westfield. Shriekers with another opportunity to get a score. Just about 9:30 now on a Friday night. Weather didn't turn out to be too bad. It had been a hot week here in Houston. 8:23, the punt is off. That great at snap. And a great punt. This one's going to go past the 45 and now past the 40. Roll. To the 46. They'll take over. Attention all golfers, the Charlie Atchison Memorial Golf Scramble benefiting Strake Jesuit is September 17th at Quail Valley Golf Club. Come out and join us for some live music, great food, and a round of golf with friends. We anticipate another sellout this year, so be sure to sign up quickly. Shotguns start at 1 p.m. You can sign up by visiting www.straightjesuit.org/scramble. So the Crusaders back here on offense. Busick almost lost his footing right there. There's a flag. I think it
might have been holding. Got a big gap there to run. And those gaps don't come easy, which is why I suspect holding on this play.
We'll have to see that. Yeah, they will call holding on Harry Agee there. So take a look and see how things are going. I believe 1st and 20 for the Crusaders. First and 20 from the 26 after the holding call.
Play coming in to the huddle. We'll do a bit of a game plan change.
8 minutes left to go in this game. 1st and 20. Handoff to Devin Baylor. He gets a few there. And this game has really gotten tense. These two teams do not like each other.
Oh yeah, you can sense it. And you could also tell that Strake Jesuit was also anticipating a much more competitive game than this turned out to be. But nonetheless, still putting in a great effort, I would say.
They're putting in an absolutely incredible effort. We know they'll be back stronger and faster and better and more polished next week on the road. And man, they could be just a great team in about 2 weeks' time. 2nd and 18, another handoff to Baylor. Get some good yards on this one. Almost get back to the original line of scrimmage, which is at the 36-yard line.
That type of run is exactly the kind of run the Crusaders need out of Devin Baylor. We saw a lot of runs like that in the scrimmage, and if he can do more runs like that, I'd say he'd be a great replacement for Joel Crawford.
Joel Crawford, just incredible talent. Comes from a line of good athletes. His brother, Caleb Crawford, who graduated from Strake Jesuit in 2019. Currently plays at Trinity. Joel may be joining him there soon. Already picked up an offer from that team. Pass to Chico Holt is going to be completed on 3rd down. Won't be enough for the first though, but I anticipate the punt team comes out now. 6 minutes left to go.
The fans calling for them to go for it, but the Crusaders sending the punt team out.
Castellanos been a highlight in this game. A couple good kicks, a couple good punts. Timeout will be called. So I think Westfield didn't anticipate that Strake Jesuit might actually punt it right here.
Another thing I would like to touch on for this Crusaders team is, and the very underrated part of their team is their tight ends. Chico Holt has not been too bad today, made a few pretty good gains on catches. And even if you don't have too many receivers out there, you can always rely on one of the quality tight ends that we have.
Castellanos will get a punt off here. The 43-yard line. It's off. It is good. Maybe his best one tonight. And it's fumbled and recovered by the Crusaders. Oh my goodness. The Westfield gets themselves so worked up over why Strake Jesuit decided to punt this, and they fall right into the trap.
My goodness. The Crusaders were prepared to cover that, and they covered it so nicely there.
Boy, that was very unfortunate for the Mustangs. Not so much for the Crusaders, though. They've got 5 minutes and 33 seconds to eliminate a 27-point deficit. They may be able to do it here with a couple short drives and some turnovers. Never say never. Ball at the 34-yard line. Handoff to Baylor, but A.J. Holmes gets him behind the line of scrimmage. Give him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Crusader fans have been very vocal tonight. They know this team has historically great success, and they wish that for the 2021 squad. 2nd and 14 now. 4-yard loss on first down. A.J. Holmes, just a different beast.
Indeed, and these Crusader fans, even despite the deficit, they are not going anywhere. They are staying till the end.
Sure are. 2nd and 14 now. And Fusick almost with another interception there. Was dropped though, and there's a flag on the play. I think this one was clearly after the play was dead. So Brian Eshond, the senior linebacker, had a hand on that, just went right through his hands. Looks like we're going to see some kind of unsportsmanlike conduct, personal foul.
To be honest, I don't see where the unsportsmanlike conduct could have happened there. Maybe it was the way that one of the players who almost had the interception, besides the linebacker.
So that one's going to be called on Ray Jones, the defensive lineman. Big boy there. So Westfield has 2 of those today.
Yeah. One earlier after that late hit on Bryce Fusick, and then that one there. They're really starting to really starting to get a bit more confident.
So here's the first down on the 23-yard line. Fusick down to Leland Smith in the end zone. Calhoun got a hand on it. Wasn't enough to bring it in. And that's 2nd and 10 from the 23.
Bryce Fusick's been going for the end zone. He's really been favoring that back left corner. We saw it earlier in the half with Leland Smith, and then we saw it kind of in the left side of the end zone on the touchdown pass. Seems to be where most of the passes are going to be targeted, as most of Bryce Fusick's rollouts have been to the left in this game.
It's now 2nd and 10. Fusick wants to air it out once more. And Smith has the talent and the capability. Well, Maples is in motion. Go on the left side right there, and Devin Baylor will do the same thing. Fusick rolling out left, throwing it down to Maples, and another overthrow. Bryce Fusick is so close. And Bryce Fusick's dad, who has been very involved in the football program in the last few months, is hyped up right now. He wishes the best for his son and this team, and he is vocal about it. seconds left to go. Looks like near Taylor on the receiver. This one is gonna be caught by Will Taylor. Excuse me, by Leland Smith down there at the 1 yard line, 2 yard line, somewhere in that area. We'll say the one. The Crusaders start their goal line formation.
From my vantage point, looked like Bryce Lanier was the one who was going to have a play on it, but looked like maybe he might have overthrown it and Leland Smith was just in the right place.
Yeah, the way that the trajectory of that pass was very odd because it was close to Lanier. I think he just kind of missed it. So here's the play, handed off. I think that was might have been Jake Foster, who has transitioned in the last couple months from a fullback to a linebacker. Loss of 1 on the play. They'll go back to the 2 for second and goal.
An example there of a two-way player, fullback and linebacker, kind of going back to his old role. Fullback not really used very much in this new offense. However, its utilization there as you see him there again.
So second and goal. Crusaders with a great chance to score here. Hand off to Baylor. And he will fight, but only gets a yard. So after a completion to Leland Smith, they got all the way down to the 1. Crusaders possibly not going to get a touchdown here if they can't draw up a good play here on the next 2 downs. You'd have to think that they're going forward on 4th down.
Of course. I mean, given your field position and where you are, I mean, you're thinking pass or run up the middle to Devin Baylor here on 3rd or 4th down, and 4th down, I should say, because this is 4-down territory. The red zone is usually 4-down territory, especially when you're down this much late.
3rd and goal. Let's see what the play is. Fusik is going to throw it up. What I would call a pass interference. It's not called. I think that Chico Holt might have just kind of slipped there. The pass was out there for Chico Holt. And yeah, he might have just slipped on that play.
Yeah, more looked like a slip than a push-off by the defender. Regardless, the defender did have a play on it.
Sure did. And, Coach Allman will decide to take a timeout right here. Come up with a good play. 4th down at the 1 yard line. We want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight. Although we had some technical difficulties early on in this game, we appreciate you even more for staying on with us despite all of that and choosing to stay from the comfort of your home and watch these games and listen to Thomas and I or whoever else will be on the call later in this season. Can come back to Clay Stadium. Some of you, but I know we have viewers from all across the country, sometimes all across the world, and that means the most to us. 4th and goal from the 1. The Crusaders going back out there. Jake Foster still at that fullback position. Let's see if they run it in with him. He's going to throw it up to Leland Smith. Oh! So close. Aren't able to get it. But Westfield will now have to take over at their own 1 yard line. Potential safety opportunity here for the Crusaders. With 2 minutes and 12 seconds left to go, the score is 37-10. Props to the Crusaders, though, for really extending that drive, because Westfield has not scored in quite a while.
That is true. The Crusaders' defense has done a much better job as of late, and with having them backed up against the goal line right on the 1-yard line, this is a great chance for 2 points and getting the ball back.
This play in past the 10, past the 15, almost up to the 20-yard line. We have first down for the Mustangs, and we are just about to hit the 2-minute mark of this game. Running clock. It's a first down for Westfield up to the 19-yard line.
It seems that their strategy this half has been to just ground and pound and grind down that clock, because they know that a comeback for Jesuit was still in the works. But it looks at this point now, it is highly unlikely. But nonetheless, great effort and heart showed by the Crusaders in this one.
Great heart, great effort. New era, same tradition for the Crusaders this year. For Jonathan Fikach, so excited to take over when he learned a few months ago, and you know he'll lead this team to great things in the next few months.
Great tackle there.
Mark Arsham, incredible at rugby, even incredible at football.
If that was a word in the dictionary, I would put it. It's not a word in the dictionary. I'd call up Merriam-Webster and put it in right now, because he is incredible at, I think you'd say, football. So yeah, he has been one of the players of this game so far. So
winding down this game, 25 seconds left to go here at 3rd and 14. And the handoff there. The ball, thought it may be loose, but they'll fall down with it. And it looks like that will do it for this game. Players lining up at their end of the 50-yard line on both sides. And that will do it. Final score of 37-10. Westfield wins. Strake Jesuit drops their home opener. We'll be back in 2 weeks as your Strake Jesuit Fighting Crusaders take on Decaney here from Clay Stadium. And we want to thank all of you for tuning in. For Thomas Hatfield, I'm Will Turboff. Let's hand it down to Alec and Jackson down at the studio.
Welcome back. We are live once again in the SJet studio, bringing you the post-game show from tonight's home opener, where your Strake Jesuit Fighting Crusaders took on the Westfield Mustangs. In a hard-fought battle, the Crusaders fell 37-10 against the tough Mustangs. It was an exciting game to watch. There were big plays on both ends of the field and both teams. So just a little summary. The Crusaders actually held the Mustangs to 0 points in the fourth quarter. That was a good positive note to leave the game off of. The turnover battle was the big thing in this game. SJ had 2 takeaways in this second half. Josh Abear had the interception, and then we recovered a fumble. That gave us some positive things to look forward next week when we go on the road against CE King. So Alec, what were your main takeaways, and what do you look forward to as we continue with the year with this team?
Well, as you said, the turnover battle was huge, and it goes both ways. Obviously, Fusick unfortunately had 2 picks, including one on the second throw of the game, I believe, and then he had another second half. And then obviously Jewett, following, I believe, the Leland Smith big catch, fumbled it. And so, I mean, just turnovers are just a game killer. You lose your momentum, you give the other team their momentum, and it's horrible whenever you're already down 10-3. And I just really think that in order to kind of be successful in the future, Strake's just you gotta be more careful with the ball.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think valuing the ball, limiting the turnovers definitely allows you more room to work and keeps the offense out there. Some good things for the offense. Bryce Fusick looked like he had a lot of people out there that he could throw to. Some younger guys like Chico Holt, the tight end, the junior, had a few catches along with Bryce Lanier, the other junior. And then the seniors did their job. Jewett converted on a few third downs. Leland had some big catches along with the TD reception. Will Taylor, Holden Maples were getting involved. So, it's fun to see and should develop. Along with the run game, Devin Baylor was good tonight. It was tough lining up against guys like A.J. Holmes for the Mustangs, but hopefully we get Crawford back and those two can continue to put in work on the ground game. Looking ahead in 2 weeks, next week we face C. King on the road, and then we'll be back here at Clay Stadium to face DeCaney, another non-district game. So it should be fun to watch. And any final thoughts, Alec?
I mean, just the turnovers are killer. I mean, I think that we have a good roster. Like, I like our quarterback, obviously. Joel Crawford's an amazing running back. And then you just got our receivers. Like you said, we're a very deep receiver, a very receiving core, very deep. Leland Smith, Holden Maples, Will Taylor, obviously, and then some of the juniors. And I really like the way this team is kind of headed toward more pass-heavy with a talented arm under center. I think that Bryce is going to start throwing the younger guys as well. I really like this kind of trend of going younger as well. Obviously, Bryce is one of the few quarterbacks in Strake that has been a junior starting on varsity. That's very uncommon. And I just really think that targeting these juniors like Chico Holt is really good because you're going to build chemistry, because we're not only just trying to win now, we're trying to win in the future. And so I think these younger guys succeeding is very crucial to our success moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. And to bring up another younger guy who was excellent on the other side of the ball was Josh Abear, the junior, who had some big tackles along with the interception, which was awesome to watch. Someone kind of break out. And one more aspect of the game that was interesting to watch was the special teams. You had Westfield blocking the punt and returning it for the safety, which was big for them. And then on the other side, we recovered a muffled punt. So those little things are going to be very crucial in the next few weeks, especially if this team wants to get back into the win column. But other than that, I think there's a lot to look forward to, a lot to build on. We know the coaching staff is going to take this game as a game to grow and move on from that. But other than that, I think we can learn from this, and it was an awesome game to watch. Fun to be back, and both teams played their heart out. So I think we can leave it at that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate everyone for watching, and we hope you will join us again for the broadcast in 2 weeks. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend.